All right. So you're saying this weekend you have your leadership class, and I'll just let you talk about what you're doing and
Oh,
um, who's coming and that sort of.
okay. So next Saturday, I'm having a leadership meeting. I'm having a guest speaker come in. First speaker was a couple months ago. He heads Norfolk State University. He's in charge of money coming to school. He's got to go out raise the funds for a scholarship, and whatever money that comes in, he's got to go out and get the money. So he gave a speech. He did an awesome, amazing speech. And then this is my second speaker. One of the day he's an FEI. You know, he's going to be coming in talking about his leadership role, and I guess we're getting parents to see what kind of things uh, they want him to cover, especially like internet for the kids. We're in the port, so there's a lot of problem with child trafficking.
Okay.
So we're going to decide what we're going to get him to talk about, child trafficking or safe internet, social media stuff. So he maybe that, or and then a couple months later, we're going to get somebody else, another parents, to come in because we have so much, just like you got so much diverse parents have different career. They don't have to graduate college. If they have a managerial role, supervisor role, it's a leadership.
Right.
So I'm inviting them every 2, 3 months, different parents to come in, talk to the leadership kids regarding their role as to how, how they got there, how they work with the people, different kind of leadership role, and then Q&A afterwards.
I think that's great. You have so when you do that that meeting or seminar, how long is it? How
About
long?
an hour,
Okay.
45 minutes to an hour. It depends on how much they want to use up. I'll leave it up to them. And then
Gotcha.
if they finish it early or whatever, then I can fill the time with something else.
Okay. Well, I think showing that, especially having the parents attend, is something that shows everybody the value of what you're really trying to do. It's truly leadership training. Where they can come in and hear those quality speakers, and what a great testament too for your school, because it shows the caliber of people that and who you want your leaders to be like. So
Sure.
I think that anytime that we can connect what we do with people in other fields who are doing the same thing, I think that is a strengthening. Of course, we always learn something too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, it's educational things for the kids. They don't see the future. They know it's now. And
right.
so when they come in, talk about different things that they have to do to be that kind of person. So it kind of draws a little picture for them to say, oh, now if I want to be somebody, I need to start thinking about what he said, start, planning now.
I think that's an excellent point. To get them to see that you don't just become an FBI agent.
No,
You you have to you have to take steps, and the other thing too is that gives you a reference point. So as you're doing your classes or you're helping them, in their leadership roles, you can say, well, remember what the speaker told us, or those are always great things to have references about.
and
So
then I'm trying to give value to the kids. They're in leadership program. They pay the most, so I'm trying to give them, more value. I'll announce it to the class who's coming in for leadership training. We got a guest speaker. We got a speech therapist coming in. So now they're like, "How about black belt program?" Well, let's talk about it. Let's get into leadership. Then we can get you involved with this kind of leadership training.
hmm
And so it's give another opportunity to, uh, I guess, in a way, market leadership training.
yeah, I think that it's educating them too about what your long-term goal is with your students. Not just teaching I mean, there's a lot of great benefits to being a dedicated, disciplined, self-confident martial artist. But
Absolutely.
the next level is learning, well, how do you take that self-confidence and that discipline and turn it into something that can be, a positive impact on the world. If even if it's simply just your community or your family, and that's the education part for students and families and parents about why we do what we do and what is our hopeful outcome, which is not just a student who can do nunchucks better or whatever your upper level training is, but a student who can get up in front of 100 people and speak confidently, or apply for the job that they want and be able to get it. So that
Absolutely.
I love that idea. I think you kind of took what we were talking about, having somebody come in, and I think you've taken it to another level, and then especially having it kind of standardized, like each time you do this you have a different guest speaker, and that's something they can really look forward to. And I would think the parents would really look forward to, wow, my child's getting to hear this person speak, and yeah, it just strengthens the connection in the network to your school too. So that's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then we're raising money for CHKD board breaking coming up May 11th. So I
Mm.
was talking to the kids about, he's last couple of years, just say, go out, get the money, get the fundraising. And then this year I was thinking, I'm like, I said, this is about you marketing yourself. You have to go to somebody and you gotta, talk to them about, raising money. So I told him, this is about your confidence, being able to talk to somebody. I say, I need you to talk to somebody that's not in the family, somebody that you know. I want you to this year go to talk to somebody you never met, go to store, grocery store with mom and dad, and then have them there for safety, whatever, but talk to somebody, market yourself, have the confidence to market yourself. And I say, also, I need you to negotiate. If they say they give you $10, ask them for 11. Because you got to learn the negotiation skill when you get a job, and you got to market yourself. You got to have the confidence, and then also you got to negotiate the terms of your employment. So you got to, negotiate.
Well, I think that's fantastic, and I think that it teaches them not to be afraid of things like that. You know,
Absolutely not.
because some people are afraid to ask. Even if it's for something small like an extra grocery bag or something. Like, could you double bag that for me? And some people are like, oh, I don't want to ask. And so yeah, being able to say I'm worth this, or we're trying to raise money. Can you give a little more, one more dollar? And
Sure.
uh, it,
You,
it it's great confidence building.
you never know until you try. They say no, you asked, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
You don't know who might
exactly.
say yes. Somebody might double your money.
Right. And the worst thing is, and that, is they say no, and that they learn that the somebody saying no is not the worst thing,
Absolutely not.
So yeah, I think that's great. I like to use, we have our fundraiser coming up too, so I think those are some really good points. I like to use our special events that we attend as leadership training. So having the students be the ones to say, hey, would you like to come in and register for a free month of lessons, or spin the wheel, or teach a child how to
Sure.
do some of the moves, and practicing ahead of time in your training. All right, so you guys are going to be the parents, and you've got a little kid, and you're walking by our booth. How are you going to get their attention? And
Yeah.
so we role play that too. So
We just had that. We just had a table event at one of the uh two elementary schools now. So one of the school had a spring festival. So we had a bunch of volunteers, and then my program director, Candace, she really worked with them really well. And then could, polite etiquettes, excuse me, I'd like to talk to you, to talk about it. This kids just went out there, just blanketed the whole carnival. And then a lot of parents were like, wow, they were
yeah,
shocked, the manner that they had, the conference, that spoke with them in the way they spoke with them. So, and then parents were happy because they went out and they spoke with a confidence, and then, you know, presenting themselves, speaking, it was a win-win situation all the way around.
Yeah. Yeah,
Have
absolutely.
before. Have
Yes.
before. I'm brainwashing kids with what's that, 7 habits.
So no, no, I think that's something that we could all agree that we need more of as young people who can communicate properly and with respect. Um, I was at the store the other day, just the grocery store, and bringing something to somebody's attention that was working there, and they were just like, "Yeah, somebody's going to take care of that," and then they walked off, and it was just kind of like, this is that's the opposite of what I would hope somebody, if they came into my academy and said, something needs to be taken care of, that they would get brushed off and say somebody else will take care of it. I was like, wow, but it's just they're not taught that. You
No,
know?
it's COVID made it worse, you know?
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
they don't communicate. It's sad. It's heartbreaking to see these kids, and they're so scared to talk to people.
Mhm. Yeah, like just a simple skill and of being able to order for yourself at a restaurant. You go out to eat with your family and to face the server and say, I would like this, that, and the other, and it's little things like that. And then even when they get to be 13 or 14 and mom and dad are still ordering for them or something, it's just
No,
they're too afraid.
sure.
So that's good stuff. You got me all excited to teach class today. I get to teach class today, so I'm all
They're in
ready.
trouble now. They're gonna crawl home.
Yeah, I'm be like you guys. All right, we're gonna work on some confidence today. No, that's great. Well, so just for those of you that are listening, we're talking about different ways to use a seminar format to teach leadership, and Master Kim was talking about bringing in guest speakers for his special leadership events and outside of the martial arts, but leaders in the community or business people in business, maybe how they got there, different steps, just how to be a leader and grow up to be a leader. So I think that was very beneficial for all of us. We bring in martial artists and and then we'll have some of our students probably speak, but to have people in the community outside of martial arts that can come in and one, it reinforces what you're trying to accomplish. Two, it shows connection in your community that these are important people to you and that you want to influence your students in a positive way. And three, I mean, it just helps other people. You get to learn what other people are doing, and they get to learn what you're doing. And I think that kind of communication and network is really invaluable. It's one of the ways to keep us connected because it's sometimes I call it the fishbowl. I'm out in the classroom and everybody's looking in, but I don't get out very often. So when you make those outside connections, it can have a great impact. And I think that's good topics for today. Do you have anybody else have any other seminars coming up that how you're going to be running it or what you hope to do, or if you have an idea?
I got another seminar coming up next Friday. You just sometimes the adult students get neglected because we got so many kids.
Mm,
So we're having 14 and up black belt program and a leadership program just for them with the black belts. We're doing the self-defense seminar just for them. I'm giving to them because so I can focus on just them, because when they're in class, a lot of parents, they help out with the little kids, they'll help each other out. But sometimes I don't have chance to work with them more directly. So I told them we're going to set up a little more of these adult-based seminar to help them, and then same time maybe get them to help out a little more better in the classes as well.
yeah.
So
I think that that's a very important point too. We end up, having to do so much, and then we do forget about our guys at the top that need that extra care. Something to look forward to. And we just we did kind of something special for our junior black belts, the ones who kind of qualify are getting once a month, getting to come and do a training on how to be a leader. And this is kind of for the 12 and under, the little guys, but they're black belts, so they're younger, they're not really old enough to do a lot, but they've been with us long enough to, I want to give them something a little extra. So we're looking forward to that. And we sent them little invitations in the mail and invited them to this special training, and they got all excited about that, being able to do something just for them. So I think you're talking about the adults, but
Good.
I think that singling out those people who've been loyal to you for so long and giving them something special too is an important point. Yeah, sorry about your mic not working. Yeah, go ahead. Let me see. It's okay if you use the chat. I'll see what you got. Okay, Keith, you answered. Yeah. So.
I'd like to say on the other end, we reached out to all of our local preschools, let them know that we do free kind of half-hour, 30-minute seminars for the 4 and 5-year-olds, and we got good response. I think we got 4 or 5 preschools that actually invited us, and we put on the sheet, what would you like us to speak about? Do you want us to speak about respect or teamwork? Put a couple different options on there. Listening to the teacher maybe, and that really helped because they're like, oh yes, please come, right? So, and then of course we've had a number of leads and appointments come from those. So, but we were proactive in reaching out to them. So we did direct mail, and then I believe we followed up with phone after that. And that was really it turned out to be really successful. We got into a number of preschools. If you're looking to add more, we do have a few openings for our preschool program, so we were wanting to fill that up a little bit more, and it's been working well.
That's great. Yeah, I was going to, because summer's coming, a lot of rec center, the kids, summer camp. So I'm trying to connect with private schools, preschools or small schools, different kind of build places. I'm gonna be doing a lot of road trip, knocking on the doors.
Yeah. Yeah,
Nice.
I think that, especially that first time around, we're the ones who have to initiate that because they don't know about us.
Sure.
Um, I believe that's my granddaughter, if you can hear her.
Yeah, that's pretty.
She's having a moment. um, but reaching out to them, and then once they see that you're a legit person and you have something wonderful to offer for them, then you kind of get on their radar for other events. And we were realizing we are so busy in the elementary schools, which is great. We love it, but we're like, we haven't been in a preschool and I don't know how long. It just kind of dawned on us that, there was a group of kids out there that we just, we have a good message too for little guys. So
Absolutely.
but it did take, like you said, getting out there, door knocking, and a little bit of that first time grassroots effort.
Yep.
To get in there. But yeah, we've had some happy preschool teachers.
That's awesome.
So yeah.